Hello, this video is an overview of just the basic inspection requirements, just a few things that our company requires across the board of anyone completing inspections for us. The first thing that we're going to talk about is same-day data entry. We always require that every inspection is submitted the date that it's completed. There's a few reasons for it. Number one is liability. There are some potential issues that could arise if you go to a property one day but we don't have those results that same day. Specifically, if something changes with that property, say you go to a property today, it's occupied, it's in great condition, you don't submit the results until the next day, and overnight it burns down, or a natural disaster happens, or something like that. Obviously, that's a pretty dramatic example, but it's something that's possible if we don't have the results in same day. Number two is accuracy of results. You're going to have a better recollection of the property and be more accurate, be able to answer questions better if it's fresher in your mind. Number three, we want to make sure that we have an accurate progress update from you so we know exactly how many inspections are being completed on a daily basis. We have the information as soon as it's been completed. There's also something called a late vacant. If you ever have a property that the date the property was inspected does not match the date that it was actually submitted to us, it'll flag in our system as a late inspection, even if it's completed before the due date. So those are the reasons we want to make sure that we have everything submitted the date that it's completed. We allow up until midnight on the due date reflected on the screen, either through Vendor Vision, Inspector Aid, or Easy Inspections, in order to allow you to submit the results for that inspection. Next thing is direct contact inspections. There are going to be some inspections you complete for us that do require some sort of contact with a homeowner. There are also going to be some inspections that may not require contact with a homeowner, but we want to make sure you know exactly what to say to a homeowner if you do make contact. If you have an inspection that requires a door card, you're going to be able to print that door card off from the data entry system that you're going to be using. And all you would do is take your photos, and then you would walk up to the property, knock on the door, ask for the homeowner who's named on the order form. If someone answers the door, you would just ask for that person. All you would do is say, "Hello, are you Mr. or Mrs. so-and-so," whatever the last name is. "Hello, my name is Rachel. I'm a representative with your mortgage company, just conducting a quick occupancy check on your property. If you would give your bank a call, it would be greatly appreciated." At that point, you can hand them the card and then be on your way. If you ever have a door card inspection where the homeowner doesn't answer the door, but you can tell the property's occupied, you would put that card into an envelope, leave it at the door, and then just take a photo showing that that card was left. If you have a homeowner ask any questions, you want to be very general in the information you get them. You want to make sure that you just let them know that you're an independent property inspector, that you don't get any more information than just an address, occasionally a homeowner name, that you're just determining whether the property is occupied or vacant. If they have any specific questions, they can get in contact with their mortgage company. If you're ever in a situation where you have contact accidentally made on a no contact inspection, on an inspection that specifies no contact or is ordered as a bankruptcy, you want to make sure that you're not giving those homeowners any information. You want to make sure that you're not using the word mortgage, you're not using the term bankruptcy. You just want to let them know that you conduct routine property inspections. Do not give them any additional information other than that. If they have any additional questions specifically, you can refer them to our office and we can handle any additional questions from there. If you ever have a homeowner with more questions than what you're in a position to answer, or it's ever a hostile situation, anything like that, just make sure that they have our office number. If you're ever in a situation where you give a homeowner the number to our office, you want to make sure that as soon as that happens, that you're on the phone with the 24/7 direction hotline, just to give us a bit of information on exactly what happened, what that situation was, so we can be prepared for it if we do get a call from a homeowner. Next thing we want to cover is photos and then comments. You want to make sure that as you're submitting your results and completing your inspection, anything you put in the comments is always reflected in the photos, and also that anything in the photos is reflected in the comments. You want to make sure that those two things go together. If you say that there's a car in the driveway, we want to make sure that in the photo we can see the car in the driveway. If we see in the comments that there's a dog in the yard, we want to be able to see the dog in the photos. If you're reporting the property in good condition, we want to make sure it truly looks in good condition, that it isn't falling apart and in bad condition. You want to make sure any comments you put in are professional, that you're always using proper grammar. Keep in mind that the bank is going to be looking at these results. You want to also make sure, just with your comments and your photos in general, that you're portraying exactly what's going on with that property in a way that it makes sense to someone who's never been to the property and is never going to go to that property. So just make sure that you're pretty thorough in your explanations. If you're noting damages, if you're noting any issues with the property, that you've got a good explanation of where those damages are, what those damages are, and also that anything that you're stating in the comments is reflected in the photos. Next slide is on communication. And before we go through this information, we're actually going to give you the keyword for this video. All you need to write down for this video is inspections. That's going to be the keyword. Just make sure you make a note of it. And then we're going to move on to the detailed information on communication. This is very straightforward. It's very simple. Want to make sure that everyone's aware that we have a 24/7 direction hotline available. If you ever need address locating assistance, if you ever need help with data entering, during or outside of normal business hours, there's someone in our office on call to assist you with locating a property. If you ever are in the field and can't find something, you want to make sure that you give us a call. We've got tons of different resources at our disposal. Typically, the majority of the properties that you're going to be inspected have been previously located, so a lot of times we can pull a previous photo. We can give you all kinds of things to look at and help assist you, so you're not in a position where you've got to go back to that inspection. Best method to reach you, make sure that information is communicated to us. If the best way to get in contact with you is phone, email, text message, any of those methods, make sure that we're aware of that. We highly recommend that you set up your email account for mobile access, just so you've got a good alert whenever any new emails come through and anything from our office. The return communication expectation, just across the board, if we ever need to get in contact with you, we always expect a phone call back same day. We realize that in most cases you may have another job, other commitments, other things going on in your life. It's completely understandable. We just need to know that if we're in a position where we need to get in contact with you, that we're getting a return call. And the expectation on our end, if you call us and leave a voicemail, is that we're always going to get back to you within 24 hours. So that is the basics on communication. That's the basics on just the inspection requirements. We've got a couple more videos that we're going to go through, the data entry basics as well as lost drafts. Look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great day.